It's February 2025. The winter air is crisp here in the Bay Area, and the ground is damp from the last rain. I kneel beside the sidewalk planter in front of my house, pressing soil and making room for a young Japanese maple sapling. Now, in 2025, I find myself here planting this tree in the California soil. But even as we move forward, history follows us. The past is never fully left behind. As I toil with the dirt, I grow more relaxed. Thoughts bothering me, or what we call rumination, give way to more positive processes, something we may call introspection. I think about time. I think about how time moves forward no matter what, about how the arrow of time always follows the same direction for everyone. It doesn't wait. Doesn't wait for our parents who are growing older. It doesn't wait for us. We are the sandwich generation between our parents growing older and our kids still at home. I find several earthworms a beneficial blessing for the earth. And the arrow of time certainly doesn't slow down for our kids. And time doesn't hold back. Things change, sometimes subtly, sometimes all at once. This is 10 years ago, 2015. Our children were young and their worlds were defined by lots of play. We were living in Barcelona, where we had started our lives as a family. Things were fine at home, but street sentiment wasn't the best then in Barcelona, just like now in the US. We wanted a break from local politics, which were only concerned about one thing back then.
Let's see what I have as a present. Oh, a bed! I have a present. It's a bed. I love presents. And this is my favorite present I love. Thank you for the bed, Jeannie.
It was all about national identity. I guess the cry was Catalonia first. Now in 2025, I guess the cry I hear is America first. We were craving something different, a culture outside the one we came from, probably a new rhythm for life, something before the kids grew too old to adapt.
I'll hit the tripod, okay? Why are you filming? Oh, it's there.
Oh, Ximena knew. Nice match, Ximena.
So we made a plan. We would move to France. We wanted to embrace change, and so we did. This is a story about time. It's a story about movement. Time moves in circles like this old carousel. And the children laugh, unaware of the years, or perhaps for them days, turning beneath them. The ride is timeless. Wooden horses, worn smooth by generations. The gears clicking forward in a rhythm older than them, older than us. We moved forward too, leaving Barcelona, crossing borders, chasing a different life. But, like a carousel, the past never truly disappears. It lingers, spinning just behind us. This is a little story about us. But first and foremost, this is also a story about the forces shaping the place we call home. Now, back to the present tense. I've just finished digging the hole for the sapling. It takes only a little effort to plant a tree in the making. So small at the beginning and so majestic a few years after, with little to no care from our part. But maybe, just maybe, in the future, it will be a tree, offering shade to passers-by, a home for squirrels and birds. One day, perhaps one day, this very tree might resemble the ones under which our children played at the old house we rented in Fontainebleau. It was a 1950s country home made of stone, with a walled garden in the back. Now, as I plant this tree, I know that someday others may find shade beneath these branches, now so little and fragile. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere, someone else is planting trees for the children of the future. Now, this may sound like a cliche or may not, but look at these trees behind our kids at the house we rented in 2016. Back then, someone had planted those trees many years before, never knowing they would become a playground for our children, so thanks for that.
Papa, can you push me?
Yes. Ara parem allà, eh?
It took some time for us and the children to adapt, but soon they were inviting friends over. They were having a blast, in fact.
Okay, come on.
Their friends at school and the activities added a different culture to the mix. They were fluent in English and Catalan and Spanish before moving to France. Now French was also an emergent culture they made theirs.
Everybody wake up! 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 1, 2, 3, everybody wake up!
And the three of them kept also playing and learning at home, and all that play and learning was also conducted, especially in English.
This is Hot Wheels, see?
Ah, vale, vinga. A veure si... Wow! Sí, però aquestes... Em sembla que aquest té les rodes una miqueta...
Ah, no, és que aquest pesa molt, eh? Pesa molt més que aquest. Almost 3 years of school passed, and in the summer of 2018, when we were actually getting used to Fontainebleau, we decided to try the city and move into Paris.
Oh, what a moment in the garden. And now we're moving to Paris, the end of this paradise. Ah, the lovely flowers. Oh, capture the moment.
Eat my pain au chocolat.
Why not?
Now that our kids' French had improved enough,
Jerry's posing for the camera.
I'm just planting a tree and
I'm saying Jerry's posing for the camera.
yeah. Hey, Cherry.
Planting is good.
Yeah. It's this is the last one.
I engaged in a casual conversation with passers-by, an elderly couple and their dog. Gay, Alan, and their dog Cherry have lived a few houses down the street since they married in the late 60s. Many things have happened since.
Yeah.
It's like blasters.
People moved out or moved in like us.
Hi.
She was
We're just talking about the history of,
quite a person.
This neighborhood?
well,
Yeah.
specifically about Michael Parenti.
People died. People were born.
It's so in the U.S. though. I don't know why.
Some houses were expanded,
It's a nice fact too. I mean,
and even a house in front of us was moved from another lot 1 block up the hill.
Yeah, go for it. We'll see how it works.
Anyway, well, I think
Go on your plants. Good
if
time.
you want some clay, just
Oh, we.
Now, I finished the task.
okay, thank you for the patience, Jerry. I mean, she won't even bark. She just
We are the only family
just
with young
waits
kids
and
moving
waits
in
and waits.
recently.
bye.
We were also the only young couple moving in the first Paris apartment we occupied.
Mom, go to funny. You don't have to.
What?
It was small, but we liked it. It was a nice houseman-style building with balconies to a little cobblestone square with a garden fountain in the middle. It was actually the perfect spot to contemplate the seasons in the city of light, since we had trees and flowers to tell.
You do that, and you keep putting like that, and then you do that, and then you do that. No, not like that, like you do that, and then you do that.
Basically, which means like you're doing stuff actively, right? What's this?
Oh my god, is that tarot cards?
Yeah.
You want
Action. Hope, faith, and purpose.
I got a wet Star Wars.
The card.
Within our apartment, we built a safe world for play, for ideas, for creativity to take root. In Paris, the streets were alive, but some days the weather kept us inside. We also learned through popular local songs.
Ils partent tous comme des animaux de toutes les chasses à part le mal. 2018 c'est pas ce qu'il faut, mais je suis plus qu'un animal. Il dit que le rap est à la mode, mais qu'il marche mieux quand il est sale. Bah faudrait peut-être casser les codes, une fille qui l'ouvre ça sera normal. Pas dans son coin.
Or memorizing a poem.
Avec la tête, mais il dit oui avec le cœur. Il dit oui à ceux qu'il aime, il dit non au professeur. Il est debout, on le questionne et tous les problèmes sont posés. Mais quand le fou rire le prend, Et soudain, quand le fou rire le prend, il efface tout. Les chiffres et les mots, et les dates, et les noms. Et les phrases, et les pièges. Et malgré du ménage du maître, et les yeux des enfants prodiges, avec craies de toutes les couleurs, sur le tableau du malheur, il dessine le visage du bonheur. C'est ça.
C'est super. Il s'appelle comment?
Le cancre
Les cancres. D'accord.
de Jacques Prévert. Bye bye.
You hear anything, Chime? And then there was the city, with a unique exposure to what makes a society. When it was nice out, we'd use bike sharing for most errands. I only used the car, which I kept at a parking, to go on vacation. I didn't drive a single day while living there, and it felt liberating. Plus, we saved a lot of money. That first apartment in Paris was in the 9th arrondissement, a place favored by the young hipsters, locally called Bobo or bourgeois bohemian. It was fun. But an opportunity opened to go live at a mansard in central Paris, facing the Pont Saint-Michel and Ile de la Cité. It was the very city core. There, in that corner, under the roof, there was our apartment. At about 78 square meters or so, around 830 square feet, it was a very small apartment, converted from older chambre de bonne or maid's quarters.
Hey, James, you haven't seen my thermos, have you?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Which one?
My thermos I always use on road trips. You haven't seen it?
Since it was built under the roof, there was so much volumetry that the bedrooms had little attics inside. So the kids loved how playful it all was. The city was getting back on track after COVID. Inside the apartment, though, it was super calm since it was built and tucked away under the roof of a beautiful building at Quai Saint-Michel.
To begin, you're waiting for someone to perform with.
Nico.
It felt a bit like a place ideal for a bohemian writer to deliver something worth reading.
Nico, there's a huge crane
We saw it.
in front of us.
The white crane? We saw it.
Yeah. You already saw it?
Yeah.
Some other days, instead of feeling like a bohemian writer, I felt a bit like Quasimodo under the bells of Notre Dame, which I could see from our bedroom window.
Right now. Because before I had a really bad. Wait, I have to. Okay, I don't know. I'll tell you why we're done. Go ahead. Do you have bed? I do not. Go ahead. No.
Here we go.
Okay. Now.
Years had passed by, and we felt great in France, although something unexpected happened.
Wait, look.
Our oldest daughter was beginning to think about college, and she wanted a high school experience in her other country, the United States. A place she'd visited since she was a baby, but where she had never lived. So we talked as a family, and then we decided to give it a try. We packed our belongings and brought them back to our place in Spain. Then we flew to California, this time not to spend our summer, but to begin a new life in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Happy birthday, dear Shanana. This is your wish. This song isn't very long. Your wish, Rudolph. Yay! Guys, really want ice cream in the morning?
Just like every other summer, in July 2022, we took a flight to California to visit the American grandparents. Only this time, it wasn't meant to be a temporary visit. The school year, which starts early on in California, was approaching really fast. Days went by, and in early August, we were still houseless. We weren't sure about where to go, though we were looking for familiarity. So we decided to rent a room at a motel along El Camino Real in Silicon Valley, the area where Kirsten grew up. The weather was nice. It felt like a new beginning, and in the morning, everything seemed open and possible, just like the landscape around the Palo Alto Baylands, a restored area attracting wildlife that had been a landfill not long before. The area was about to become one of my go-to places. And so were the grassy hills going up to the Skyline Road to the west. The place felt strangely familiar. Our kids recall their days growing up in Barcelona, which has a similar weather for most of the year. Kirsten had grown up in the Palo Alto area, so we decided to try there first, especially for that reason. But the place had changed since she had been a girl running around.
That guy's gonna drive the car out.
Yeah.
We finally rented a place 4 days before the school year started. Luckily, it all went pretty smoothly. Rental price, it was over $5,000 a month. So, in a matter of 4 days' time, I undertook one already familiar endeavor: make a home out of a basically empty space. Everything was ready to use. We just didn't have basics: cutlery, tables, chairs, or even beds. But it worked all right, buying just the essentials and getting free stuff from friends and local Craigslist.
Yeah, she has to give it back at the end. You know those big desktops? No, you know those $2,000 desktops? There's like 17 of them in our room. Like we use desktops. And
Why does it get MacBooks? Who got MacBooks?
No, they just give them away for like you can use them. Nice. Monday, so that when I go to school, I was fresh set of hair.
Days went by, and the new routine gave way to a new sense of familiarity.
What else? How the restaurant?
Latitude, longitude.
Oh, Latin longitude. Yeah.
Longitude, whatever. Baguette. What happened to you?
We were close enough to places to bike or scooter around, to go to school, and for most errands.
Have a nice day, Nico.
She's a fake Dirksen man.
Hello. Get it on some sort of typing.
In a matter of weeks, it was fall. And it was a rainy one for that matter. "2023 and 2024 would bring rain too. Ending the drought in the Bay Area. In a way, we brought the rain with us. What we liked most of life in California beyond summertime was the indoor-outdoor feature. You were in and you were out at the same time, outside, inside.
Nice out here, right? You are?
We felt like insiders, outsiders.
The other human I know. It's like the whole chicken experience.
All right. Is it good? The weather is in the Bay Area very Mediterranean.
The most elegant, most extravagant.
The best.
Yeah. Most gourmet.
Gourmet, yes.
I don't think it's gourmet.
We had
Foodie picture.
smallest pieces.
Foodie.
I need to try some of this.
Wow. How about you, Sean?
This is the smallest sandwich.
So good, right?
For the most bacon.
I know, it's just a little like,
Tapas and pho. Wow.
no.
Wow.
So the fall and most of the winter time were quite pleasant. And we figured that our culture as a family happens to be, too, mainly Mediterranean. It's a California Catalonian affair.
Is that the one you use with Shime?
I used it, and then I used it back, so that way.
And you ran or what?
I scooter back. Scooter over and I hold on to the scooter on the way back on the bike. Nuts, right? No, yesterday she was earlier. Maybe she was earlier. She's instead of now. She can only get 10 tardies for the next month. Or she can't go to North America.
Oh, that's why she. So we want to test this hypothesis. This plant. But you have to put it through. If you
There.
You're doing such an impolite way. So it has to be no, just a little bit of water, just a little. that's like killing the plant.
Yeah. There.
But it's true. It's true. It went up.
Went up
You
a
see?
little bit.
Oh wait, oh well, yeah, okay. So Sheems, you have everything in a bag, any liquids? Do you have liquids? You do? Not really, I don't think, well, maybe.
They confessed to us that it felt natural to them to go to school and hear so much English.
That's not again. I can notice.
Oh.
But they also felt fortunate, for they felt at home in other places as well. But as the year went by and the good weather returned, we found a small fixer-upper in the San Francisco East Bay. We liked the weather in the area, the people, the culture, but we also knew that the rent was too damn high. In the end, we had crossed oceans, moved continents, and in a way reshaped our lives more than once. And yet, standing in front of that small, rundown bungalow, we knew this was ours to rebuild. Not just a house, but a home. One we could shape with our own hands, just like we have shaped every chapter of our lives.
Turn around, Nick. Turn around. Where's Papa? Where's
The bay, with its rolling hills and open sky, was no longer just a destination. It was home, at least for now.